freaking out. I can always tell when people drive. When we get closer to elections, the way people drive. Elections and holidays. Active psychosis. Really makes the rants and elections easier. Like it doesn't matter how many.
then let it be so. There is a power deep inside of me, no doubt about it. I am divinity, so I don't have to worry. I just let it go, believing in the good. I let it be so. Let it be so. Let it be so. It's happening right now, so let it be so. Let it be so. Let it be so. Just as you believe, then let it be so. Knowing there is one God, say yes. I claim I am one with God. Let it be so. Let it be so. It's happening right now, so let it be so. Let it be so. Let it be so. Just as you believe, let it be so.
Woo, all right. I like that. Let it be so. Let it be so. Good morning. Welcome to the Center of Unity. We are excited that you are here with us this morning. We are free of judgment and full of love, and we are excited that you're here with us this morning. We're going to go ahead and get started. Let's get going. Why don't you go ahead and stand up with me? I like to at least stand up through one song anyway. Get the blood moving. Words are going to be on the screen. We've done this one before. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in our place. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you.
You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. You never stop. You never stop working. Even when I can't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. You never stop. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. You never stop. You never stop working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise
You can be seated.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good to see all of the beautiful faces that are here in this sacred space that we call our spiritual home. And good to know that there are so many others who are joining us via our live stream on Facebook and YouTube, or catching up with us later in the week if they're finding themselves doing other things this morning. We are grateful for the many ways in which we can connect with each other. And if this is your first time with us, we would love to connect with you. There's a connect card that's in front of you if you're here in the sanctuary, or you can go to centerofunity.org/connect and fill that card out there, and let that be your gift to us today. That feeling that we have touched one another, that we have made that both physical and energetic connection with another soul on this spiritual journey. We are going to move forward. Sorry, I'm like a little combobulated today. It's been a long, busy week with company all week. I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing this morning? I'm here. And we're going to celebrate some more as we sing again.
So I was reading this morning, and I came across this, and I thought it was kind of cool, fit with this song, so I'll read it to you. It says, I invite you this morning to see nature as this magnificent book in which God speaks to us and grants us a glimpse of his infinite beauty and goodness. Through the greatness and beauty of the Creator, one comes to know the analogy or the makeup of the Creator. Indeed, his eternal power and divinity have been known throughout all his works since the creation of the world. The world is a joyful mystery to be contemplated with gladness and praise. We're going to do this song together, God Wonders. The Lord of all creation, water, earth, and sky. The heavens are your tabernacle. Glory to the Lord on high. God wonders beyond our galaxy. You are holy, holy. The universe declares your majesty. You are holy, holy, Lord of heaven and earth. Lord of heaven and earth.
Early in the morning, I will celebrate the light. When I stumble into darkness, I will call your name by night.
God of wonders beyond our galaxy. You are holy, holy. The universe declares your majesty. You are holy, holy. The Lord of heaven and earth. The Lord of heaven and earth. Hallelujah to the Lord of heaven and earth. Hallelujah.
Good morning. I am Barbara, and of course, everyone knows this is Mary. If you haven't met Mary, then, well, I don't know what happened. But, but anyway, we are on the care team, and following the service, two of us will be over here at the prayer room if anyone would like us to pray with them. Our word for today is belong. As spiritual beings, we all belong in the heart of God.
A true sense of belonging is one of the best feelings in the world. It's knowing I am at home, fully accepted just as I am, and valued for my unique contributions. Today, I celebrate my belonging as a divine being, a child of God. No matter my station in life, my personal history, or my particular circumstances, I am a valued member of the human family. I extend this understanding to all others. I look beyond appearances and even my own preconceived notions to see my fellow divine beings. I honor their unique gifts, just as I would want them to honor mine. We belong together. We belong to one another. We all belong in the family of God.
That's a good one. And from John 17, verses 20 to 21, I ask not only on behalf of these, but also on behalf of those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one.
And as we have our healing prayer, we just take this moment to bring our attention fully into our heart space, that place where all of that sense of belonging, that feeling of connection lives within each of us, where we can recognize that we belong to one another. For the prayer requests that we hold in our ministry, for those that we bring into this space in our own minds and hearts, we surround and enfold them in that sense of belonging, that they may awaken to that feeling that they are loved and supported, that wisdom guides each step of the way, and that love becomes that healing balm, body, mind, and spirit. And for the miraculous and magnificent ways in which it unfolds for each and for all, we stand in that place of gratitude, knowing that we belong to the Creator. We are each part of that creation, and we express that creation in beautiful ways on this day and for the days to come. And so it is, and so we allow it to be. Amen. So, for the next several weeks, we are focusing on abundance, on that aspect of our Creator. First, realizing that the source of abundance is spiritual. It gets experienced as energy and it's governed by spiritual laws. We talked about that last week. And as conscious beings, we have the capacity to direct that flow. This infinite source of abundance is the very life force of God within you. And energetically, it expresses as the result of our own consciousness, our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, and the resulting actions of those. And when we understand this, when we can get ourselves, our beliefs and our thoughts and our feelings in alignment with that natural abundance, we experience it almost as if life becomes a little bit easier. It doesn't become less challenging, it just becomes a little easier. It is what I believe the very living waters that Jesus spoke about, that if we can live from that place of being, then we never thirst again. When we forget, and often we do, and believe that our source is, sometimes we might think it's our job or our bank account or our partner or our home or even our body, we place our focus then on either getting that, which we want, or keeping what we have. And we become attached to it. And that attachment to material things slows down and sometimes can even block that flow, that abundance in our lives. It's sort of like getting kinks in your garden hose, you know? And sometimes you still get a trickle going through, and sometimes it just cuts it off. The Abundance Project, which is the book by Derek Rydall, is our guide in this series. And he talks about 5 abundance blind spots that many of us take on. In many ways, they're sort of these universal limited beliefs that are floating around in our human consciousness. That when we take them on, they begin to oftentimes, without conscious effort, shape how we think and feel and believe about the world around us. So I want to share those with you today. This first step is just being aware of it and looking at, perhaps there might be some that have crept into my own experience and thoughts and feelings about how I navigate life. So the first blind spot that he talks about is that we are separate from our good and must get it, or achieve it, or attract it. How many of you have found yourselves at some point in another? We live in a country that says we got to go out, we got to do our best, we got to strive to get what we want. And in truth, the awakened truth, he calls it, is that we're one already with our good. We can't add or lose anything. It's counterintuitive in some cases to our human experience, where it feels like we're losing some of our good. But the truth is that it might change form, but the good is always still present. And, you know, this is certainly a challenging one because we've sort of been conditioned from birth that we're separate. Our 5 senses tell us that we're separate. Our ego operates in many ways largely on this default separation creating program. And seeing ourselves as separate was necessary in our early human evolution. Being able to separate my body from yours and protect the body was an important part of our ongoing growth into this human experience. Seeing our family as separate from another allowed us to have that sense of being able to protect that unit. Seeing our tribe or our village or our nation as separate gave another measure of protection, amongst the people who were living, especially in those early times. And it also helped develop certain values and certain capacities within those different tribes and nations. This paradigm of separation, though, can only take us so far. Just like we talked about last week, that this natural evolutionary process may get us to a certain part, but then really to evolve and grow, we have to move beyond that. While it helps us to understand or preserve an isolated part, it can never bring us to an awareness of the whole. I want you to hear that. It has value in helping to protect and then preserve parts, whether it's parts of our body, whether it's parts of the human race, whether it's countries helping to be preserved, but it will never allow us to have the experience of the whole and how it operates together. Think about this. Think about how the medical field has evolved. It used to be that you had a country doctor and he had to kind of look at the whole environment and the whole person and make decisions based on that. But as we become better at healing our bodies, it's also become more specialized. We've got people that specialize in different parts of the body to bring about greater healing. What we haven't quite seemed to get yet in our medical field is that there's the whole aspect that has to be considered. It's not just about healing that piece, that part in the body. We have to take in consideration the mental and the emotional, the energetic and the spiritual aspects of the whole to have lasting healing. All of the great mystics teach something like this, that we are dreaming that we're separate from God and from Source and ultimately from each other, which creates our suffering. And we have to remove that blind spot in order to realize our oneness. To live as Jesus did. He regularly said, the Father and I are one. There was no separation. And because he had that connection, he was able to see all of the people around him, even those who despised him, as one, as part of that wholeness. The second blind spot that the author talks about is one that is probably especially unconsciously held in this country, that money and material things are wealth. And the awakened truth is that real wealth is invisible, it's infinite, and it is within you. Mary Mann Morrissey, a New Thought prosperity teacher, often said this, and it stuck with me. It says, the only real value that money has is to make you comfortable enough to be able to pursue your purpose and your passion. That's its only value. It adds nothing to us, but it does, it's a reality in our world, make it easier for us to navigate the world. He tells us that the signs that we may be operating from this blind spot, ways that we can begin to see, are there some aspects of this where I've taken on a belief, perhaps even unconsciously? So the first of those blind spots is that you judge what you're capable of doing based on your bank account or your education or your past experience. You go, oh, I can't do that. I don't have the money to do that. I don't have the talent to do that. I don't have whatever those resources are. So therefore, we just don't do it. That this might be a blind spot if we find ourselves sacrificing our authentic values or our true purpose in exchange for a paycheck. That sometimes we are willing to stay where we are even when we're mistreated or disrespected because you believe that is your source, whatever that source is, of safety, of security, of supply. You're too afraid, so you'll stay, even in places that seem to not really bring you an abundance. Or here's one that I think often a lot of people get into is we put real life on a layaway plan. Waiting until you have enough, whatever that enough is, whether it's enough time, enough money, enough love, enough ability. We say someday. That's what we're going to do in order to have the experience of whatever it is we're dreaming about. The third blind spot that he talks about is one that is often confusing for people, especially in the spiritual world. We're told that you have to believe in order to receive. And the awakened truth, at least from his perspective, is that you have to ask to receive. We don't have to wait until we absolutely believe it, until we feel it, to begin to move in that direction. Sometimes it's like fake it till you make it. You begin to just move and take the steps towards it. This is usually the tactic that fear will say, well, I'm not really ready yet. I don't fully believe it yet. I'm going to do a little more studying. I'm going to take another class. I'm going to do, and I know a lot of you, just one more thing, and then I will really feel like I'm ready to go out and do it. Maybe the conditions aren't right in this moment. But the truth is that we can begin to move towards it. We can begin to take whatever small steps that activate that feeling in a greater way in us. Belief plays a role. However, even the scriptures state that whatever you ask for in prayer, if you believe it, it will be yours. But what's the first thing you did? You asked. Ask, and it will be given to you. Knock, and the door will be open. Seek, and you will find. It's an active energy. So if you find yourself saying, someday I will, or you have this great dream or desire that you're waiting to feel good enough for, strong enough, talented enough, whatever that enough is, perhaps you're even doing some inner work, praying and affirming and visualizing. Part of that needs to be a very specific ask, and part of that needs to be your willingness to open the door when it shows up, instead of waiting for it to magically just show up. Sometimes we think that I'm just going to put it out there and wait for it to appear right where I am. And sometimes we have to go out and meet it. I'll tell you, when I first came into Unity in the 90s, and becoming a minister was not in any awareness ever, never even a flicker had crossed my mind. And I got this very clear vision and a meditation, and I went, no, I'm sorry, no. Let's try that again. We must be on something today. And as it stayed with me, and persisted knocking, tapping on my heart, and I kept the door going, no, that's not the right door. And it was even confirmed even more in my mind when I finally did get the courage and come to talk to Reverend Carol, and she told me what was involved. And at that time, you needed a bachelor's degree, you needed, 12 classes, and then you would go off to Unity Village in Missouri for 2 years. And I'm like, well, there's no way that's ever going to happen, because my husband's not going to move. I got kids here in school, and, I wouldn't be able to work. And I got to pay all this tuition? No. And I finally got to the place, because it just wouldn't let me go, to say, all right, I don't believe that that's where I'm going to end up, first of all. Let me make that clear. But maybe this path is leading me to where I do need to go, and this is just the best guidance you have to steer me in that direction. So I will start taking classes. And I found out about licensed Unity teacher. I'm like, okay, maybe that's really it, that's more doable for me. And I said, I will take the first step. And it was a 10-year journey. But each step of the way, as I was willing to take the next step unfolded. I did not end up going to Unity Village. I went through the field program and did my ordination right here in this church. A synchronicity of events happened over time that allowed me to step into it in the right and natural time, because I needed the 10 years till I felt like I could step into this role and be effective in it. So I share that only to say, whatever's knocking right now, even if it seems like it's not possible, if you'd be willing to open the door and say, I'll take the first step. Tell me what the first step is, and I'll take that step. And I'll let go of what or where or how long it's going to take me to end up wherever that's guiding me and guiding my life in that direction. One of the practices that he offers that helps us be able to feel a little more connected and remember that this creative energy we call God is our actual source, and that there is guidance beyond what our five senses can give us, is something he calls a 1-minute mystic practice. And that's what we're going to do today for our meditation time. So I would just invite you to join with me as we get ready to move our attention inward. You might want to close your outer eyes just so that you can be more focused and see more clearly the inner visions that might arise in this quietness. Become aware of your breath, for the breath is truly in this present moment. And it is only in the present moment that we can connect and meet and be one with Spirit. And into this sacred center, where we are listening with our ears that are attuned to our heart, I invite you to bring to mind a time, perhaps it's happening right now, perhaps it's something in your recent past, where you felt fearful and or limited by the circumstances for something your heart is calling you to step into. Take a few deep breaths into that awareness. And remind yourself that you're not experiencing reality, that you're in a blind spot. Imagine asking for and getting what you need, and really feeling the energy of that reality. That there is that unlimited flow of good, of abundance. It is within you, it is all around you, it is supporting you and guiding you. Just breathe into that reality for a moment. Letting that flow, that limitlessness, fill your chest, fill your diaphragm, and flow out into every part of your body. Hear that divine part of you, that Christ essence whisper to you, I am loved. I am supported. The universe is moving to fulfill all that I ask for. Take another deep breath and begin to bring your attention back to this time and to this space. Aware once again of your body and the chair that's supporting you, the sounds in the room. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Imagine if you could take 5 minutes a day 1 minute each, 5 times a day, and have that little reset, have that door opening a little bit more, how that might change the experience of life. So there's 2 more blind spots I want to share this morning. The fourth is that you have to adapt to circumstances. This one I see and have experienced many times in my life. And that awakened truth is that you must expand in the face of contraction and limitation. Kind of goes against the way that we have been ingrained in our humanness. So to adapt means that we have to adjust or fit into some new condition. It allows us, and it certainly has in our human evolution, to cope and to survive. If it was a drought that we were experiencing, we had to learn that we had to maybe ration for a period of time, food and water, or we had to learn new ways to preserve it so that it would be available during times of drought. It was necessary to be able to adapt to our conditions so that we could have our basic needs of shelter and clothing and food in the face of harsh weather. It can certainly drive change and growth in certain areas, but this natural evolutionary impulse can only, once again, take us so far. Most of our challenges are not about our physical survival, yet we still have that same instinct to limit and to contract and to shrink in the face of what we perceive to be scarcity. From a spiritual evolutionary perspective, adapting is the worst thing that we can do. It actually shrinks our capacity for creativity and growth and innovation. So signs that we might be sitting in this blind spot as we are navigating life is that we tend to defend or attack or shrink when challenges arrive. That we view unexpected change as bad. And that we find ourselves often commiserating with others about how bad it is, rather than discussing how to make it better. Abundance asks for us to look for the opportunity for growth, for change, for new opportunities, and to tap into that deeper well, within us, and seek the blessings, the lessons, the opportunities that this change brings into our awareness. The final abundance spot that he talks about is that money and wealth is not spiritual. Focusing on creating a greater flow of financial good in your life is just not being spiritual. And we're asked to ponder the truth that wealth is an attribute just like every other attribute of God, of spirit, of truth. Many of us have gotten this from our early religious upbringing. It was what was taught in most religions, that money is the root of all evil. How many of you have heard that saying before? Yeah. And it's actually a misquote from 1 Timothy when Paul is trying to advise those early Christians, which says the love of money and what it can buy is the root of all evil. It's about the attachment to it, not the actual energetic expression of money. Traditional religion taught us that our path here on life was to sacrifice, to suffer, to deprive ourselves. That was our means to salvation. Many people on this heart-centered path that Unity and other New Thought people are on, especially those that are embodying the green world value perspectives, And those who have been wounded, who have been judged and shamed and blamed or controlled by people with power and authority that seem to be directly attached to their money, have a lot of negative energy when it comes to. In fact, oftentimes we'll just, if good starts coming, they'll find some way to, stop the flow because it feels so uncomfortable for them. It brings up that same woundedness and fear. The idea of selling yourself or your product for a fair price. I know many people who do this, they'll go, oh, well, I don't know if it's really worth that much. So I'll discount my price to these people because I don't feel the value or don't want to attach any monetary value to what I do. In truth, we don't want to reject any part of our humanity, and that includes money. So some signs that you might be struggling in this blind spot is that having beliefs that having too much wealth slows down or stops our spiritual progress. You find yourself living from paycheck to paycheck for long periods of time in your life. You have lots of judgment around rich, successful people and their consumerism. You feel guilty charging higher prices for your services or for your work, or you hide your wealth. All of those things might just be an avenue to look at to see if there's something that is there that you can heal from those early unconscious beliefs. The very act of becoming aware that you may have some abundance blind spots in some aspect of your life, the flow of money in your life, the flow of health in your life, the flow of loving relationships in your life, the flow of purpose and passion in your life, just being aware of it can begin this transformative process of stepping further and further into that divine, abundant flow of life. So the invitation and the challenge for you this week, I'm going to invite you to just take 5 minutes a day, 5 times a day, 1 minute, 5 times a day, and just take that minute to breathe, to feel that connection with the unlimited abundance, and to ask for what you need in that moment. And then let it go and see how it changes your life. I guarantee you, if you'll commit to doing it, it will blow you away the way the universe will rush in and support you. You know, change and growth are messy and they take effort, and it is the very process where we get to strengthen who we are, where we develop our wisdom, and where we expand our capacity to love, so that we can ultimately fulfill the purpose for each have come to this earth to do, which is to make a positive difference in our worlds and in our lives. And for that, we simply say thank you.
I've been looking for some relief. I've been searching, but don't know what I need. Lost in my thoughts, don't know what to believe. The truth has always been in front of me. When I get caught up in the day by day, holding on to pain that just won't go away, I say thank you to the hard times for making me stronger. Thank you for all the lessons that are making me wiser. Thank you to those who were kind, you lifted me up. Thank you for all my blessings. I am so grateful that I just gotta say thank you. say thank you to the hard times for making me stronger. Thank you for all the lessons that are making me wiser. Thank you to those who work hard to lift me up. Thank you for all my blessings. I am so grateful. And I just gotta say thank you. And I just gotta say thank you. And I just gotta say thank you. And I just gotta say thank you.
Well, what I do know is that gratitude is the energy that's closest to abundance. So sometimes that is what we can at least focus on to shift. If we find ourselves living in that world of not enoughness, to remember what we do have and to bless and to give thanks for that in our lives has the capacity to begin to open up other channels. So today we are extending our gratitude to each of you and for the many ways in which you support this community. It is our opportunity now to share. If in just a moment, the ushers are going to invite you to come up row by row, and you can place your gift into the larger basket and then receive an affirmation to bless you this week. If you give electronically, you can simply put your hand over that basket and just feel that abundant flow moving in and through it, or to take one of the cards that signifies that you give electronically within our ministry. It is with that gratitude that we take these gifts into our hands and into our hearts and bless them together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother God.
Welcome to life. I'm so glad that you're here. Glad you could join in the dance. It won't be easy, but it can be fun. Why don't we give it a chance? Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. dance. Come now and join in the dance. I know that life is a dance.
Aaron, beautiful. Well, this is a community update, the part of our service where we let you know about things that might be happening behind the scenes that wouldn't be apparent through the other announcements. And I want to share one thing with you today. For your awareness, we have an amazing safety team, and they are always present, watching out. We got somebody watching cameras, we got people in here, and if there were ever an emergency, the guys with the white caps, well, the guys and gals with the white caps on are the ones that you would want to pay attention to listen to their instructions, and they will support you. If there's a medical emergency, they will be supporting you in helping to get that person the help that they need. So just be aware, and if you see a guy in a white hat, then that's one of the people that are here making sure that we have this really wonderful, safe experience each and every Sunday. And they meet, they're prepared. There's Jim back there. Why don't you stand up, Jim? Jim's the head of our safety team back there. So just know how grateful and we appreciate all that they do to support us in this community. And I also just wanted to give you a quick announcement too. So the announcements that are come up in just a moment, Amber has now added a QR code for those of you who are tech savvy. You can, if you want to just have your camera ready and click on the QR code, it will take you right to where you need to go, whether it's to sign up for something or to get some information. Each little announcement will have its own code now, so you can just zoom in and take the picture of it, and it'll take you where you need to go. And finally, we're going to, this morning, appreciate the birthday banquet team. In particular, I want to appreciate. They have been working for many, many months, planning and putting it together and letting those creative juices flow. We've got a couple people who love that part of it and are going to help us make it look beautiful. We have got some great centerpieces that they're creating and beautiful baskets for our silent auction or live auction. And so I just want to, in particular this morning, say thank you, and then we'd love to appreciate them if you'll join with me that. So the team is Jessica and is Debbie Franz, who is in with our kids right at the moment, and Mary Salerno and Lori Elhart, and then Gigi is saying yes to helping with the baskets and putting those all together. There are many others out there who are part of this, those who are volunteering. Who are you? Oh, me, yeah, I'm on there too. And I would also, so we're going to appreciate them in just a moment, but I want to appreciate in advance. Normally, we would ask you guys to move all these, all the pews today after service to get prepared for setting up the tables in here on Friday, but we are now abundantly blessed with renting this space on Tuesday nights to another church. So we can't move them today. So Friday at 11 o'clock, we are giving thanks in advance for some of you being able to show up and help us reconfigure this sanctuary. To all who are a part of this experience, those who have given gifts to be used in the auction, those who are attending, and those who will bid on those gifts and take them home with us, we include them in this appreciation. So let us take, we're going to get a lot of energy going here for this birthday banquet, and we're going to say to all of those who have put their time, energy, love, talent, and efforts into this event, we love you, we bless you, we truly appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Namaste.
Here's what's coming up at Center of Unity. Get your tickets and join us at our 42nd annual birthday banquet through the decades on Saturday, October 19th. Tickets are $40 and available at church or online. We'll kick off the evening with cocktail hour at 5:30 and we'll feature music from the 1920s through the 2000s. In addition to a couple of guessing games, there will be a henna artist and a character artist available. Be sure to submit your childhood photo for one of the guessing games. It's sure to be a hoot. It's an evening filled with prizes, auctions, dinner, and dancing. Be there or be squared. We need all the help we can get to make this event a huge success. There are still 15 slots that need to be filled. There's something for everyone, so let Mary know what you want to do to help or sign up from the COU website or app. There will be a short live auction this year as well as a silent auction. Please bring donations to the church by tomorrow. We're having a church directory created just for us, and we want you in it. Each person will receive a complimentary 8x10 portrait and a church directory just for participating. You will have an opportunity to purchase more portraits, but there's no obligation to purchase additional photos. Visit ucdir.com and follow the directions to schedule your time slot for Tuesday, October 29th. Feel free to bring family members, pets, props, or whatever you envision for your portrait and schedule your appointment today. If you have any difficulties or questions, email Mary at unitychurchgrapevine.org or call the church office at 817-488-1008. There are 2 positions available on our board of directors. If you're an active member and desire to serve on the board, please fill out the application on our website or see Mary Salerno. The nominating committee will receive applications for new board members until Sunday, October 20th. Join the virtual book club online on October 26th at 12:30 p.m., where we will discuss Abidari's The Girl with the Loudy Voice. The Zoom ID is on the screen, or you can access it from our website or the COU app. There are multiple ways you can make a donation to Center of Unity. You can drop your donation off at the church, mail it to our P.O. Box, visit our website, or use the COU or Venmo app. Your continued support is greatly appreciated.
All right, well, thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. We look forward to seeing you back next week. As a reminder, Mary will be at the back if you want to sign up for a birthday banquet or for the directory. She'll be back there to help you with that, right back there in the back. Okay, let's sing our kids in.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
All right, so you can tell it's OU weekend. Texas OU weekend. The kids aren't here, but let's see. What do you have? What did you learn today, Doc?
We learned about if we create peace, we spread peace around the world.
Yay!
Oh, we learned that teamwork is a very strong value and that you can do almost everything with teamwork. It just depends if your teamwork partner is playing with balloons the whole time. That teamwork partner being me.
Today we did an experiment with balloons, so we tried to create the tallest tower with balloons, and there were 2 teams. But after we were done, we stacked all of our balloons together in one, so it was very, very tall.
Today we learned about friendship and trust, and we read something from Chicken Noodle Soup for the soul.
Chicken soup for the preteen soul. All right, anyone else? All right, then that's it today.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and stand up together. Let's join hands and we'll do our peace song.
And as we go into this day, into this week, seeking to be in that divine flow of abundance, we go knowing our prayer for protection. We'll do it as a call and response. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
That'd be so.